Hello, my name is Veronica and welcome into the Learning Lab. And in today's lab, I'd like to share with you just what I did with those speech bubbles that I created using Brothers Scan and Cut Canvas free software. So come on in and I'll start sharing. What you're looking at right now is an option of what I wound up doing. And I have the Scan and Cut one, by the way, the first one that came out. So let me show you what I did. What I cut my bubble out of, this is left. Now I could always just take a piece, pop it back in, as in paper piecing it back together, pop on the you and me, and leave it like that. I could also go back and put on an overlay that I cut out, and so I have an inlay of my piece with an overlay on there. I mean, my mind is just going crazy with all of the options that I can do with it. Also, you could take this one, put it on a piece of embossed card, tie some ribbon around it, and there you've got a quick card that took virtually no time at all. Now, I will have to say that one thing I did with the you and me is that I cut out 3 or 4 of those, and then I took another one, and using my fine tip glue applicator, I put another layer of glue on there and then adhered this on top. And to make sure everything was all nicely pressed down, I used this paper that came in the ATG paper, AGT tape, and I just covered it over, used my bone folder, and went over it to basically create my own little chipboard piece. One other thing I did was to create a smaller one. And with that smaller one, as you can see right up there, I didn't have my paper position right, and I could have scanned in my background and that would have made me be able to position that perfectly where I wanted. It didn't happen, but that's okay because I'm not going to throw it away. I can still make this work. And to do that, I am going to use my DIY and show you how this will work. And in here, the word I'm using is praise the Lord, and I got that lined up by using this cutting pad from Memories Direct. I don't know if any of you remember when Tina was on HSN and she used to sell this. It came with a long cutting blade where you could cut out really funky shapes. I need it just for the grid because I did not put a grid on here. I need something to use when I'm lining it up. So what I did was I took this, opened it up, and then I squared it off by aligning it across the bottom and then aligning it across the side on those lines. And then I could just take my praise the Lord, put it on there, and make sure that it's aligned. You could use any cutting pad you have with a grid on it. I do have a Little Bee stamp positioner, but I didn't want to adhere that to my lid because I can line up whatever I need using this, and then I always have a clear top and I don't have to worry about it. Now, with that being said, since I am using my acrylic stamp, I know that I want to use both of my foam pads. I don't have my magnets with me, which I think it's going to be okay. To get an idea of where I need my piece to be, I'm going to slide it over a little bit. And I admit that I am going to cheat with a little bit of painter's tape to hold that in place. So now I'm only going to ink up Praise the, and I'm using my awesome VersaFine ink. You don't have to give this chest compressions. That is so not called for. And now I have Praise the, and now I want Lord. It's going to have to go down just a little bit because my phrase is longer than my piece. So I'm going to clean off the praise the, and now I need to situate Lord where I need it to be. So instead of moving my stamp because I know it's already in line, I'm going to move this piece so I can eyeball where Lord is going to land, and to make sure it's not going to hit my yellow piece. It's totally dry on there. I am going to cover that part. So that when I come down with the Lord it'll be, okay? Wow, how weird does that sound? And there it is. So now I have my praise the Lord, and this needs to go on top. So again, I am going to use my fine tip glue. I do like the liquid glue because it gives me an opportunity to play around and get it into place where I need it to be. So now I'm just making sure this is adhered well. Cute, right? So again, I'm going to pull in one of these pre-embossed pieces, and these I got from my friend Bridget. She actually had a embossing folder that I liked, and I said, "Oh, can I have some?" So she says, "Yeah, I'll give you whatever you want." So I said, "Just, you know, some in white." So she gave me some in white, and she also gave me some in color too. So actually, let's look at it in just the white. So here we are. I think that's really cute. Again, some more of that yellow ribbon around there, and it's really pretty. But I need to camouflage this. These are some of the Heartfelt Creation flowers that I made that were on my Easter card. My flowers are from Heartfelt Creations, and right now I cannot remember the name of this flower, but they were just cut out in white and inked with some distress inks. But for the centers, I used Dandelion Yellow and Sugared Almond, because I have just a little hint of pink there on the tip of my flower. So the centers of my flowers have leveled out. Not quite sure if they're totally dry the way they need to be, but that totally covers up my little blooper that I had on my card. So once I put that together, no one will be the wiser that that little part didn't quite come out. But I think this is going to be fabulous for your cards. They're quick and they're easy, and I think that's the beauty of it. Again, you can paper piece it back together, make your own little chipboard, put that on top, throw some ribbon around there, and you're good to go. And if you have a lot of little flowers sitting around the way I do, it's not going to be a difficult thing for you. You can also go back and do an inlay back into the piece that you cut out. I'm over the moon with all of the options of what I can do with using these little cute speech bubbles that I cut out using my Brother ScanNCut. So you can either cut your own chipboard pieces, use some of the stickers that you already own, or you can stamp it using your DIY homemade stamper. And FYI, I did go down to IKEA yesterday and I purchased 2 of the Hemmingsbro picture frames. My store had about 43 of them. So if you're still looking to get that, dash on down. I have not used mine yet. So if all else fails, I can use it for its intended purpose, which is a picture frame. As always, thank you for joining me in the lab today. Please be sure to check out my blog at inkallusions.blogspot.com. Until then,